I need to ask you something, and I am going to be polite about it because you deserve that. But I need you to hear me. Please stop eating these vegetables. I know how that sounds. A health channel telling you to stop eating vegetables. But these are not vegetables. Not anymore. What they did to them in the factory, in the can, in the jar, in the freezer aisle, it turned them into something your arteries cannot survive. A meta-analysis published in the British Medical Journal tracked over 177,000 people. And what they found was the single biggest dietary driver of stroke is not sugar, not fat, not cholesterol, it is sodium. And 7 foods, 7 vegetables that most seniors eat every single week, believing they are eating healthy, contain more sodium per serving than a bag of potato chips. You are eating them for dinner. Your blood pressure is spiking by bedtime, and between 2 and 4 a.m., while you are unconscious, your arteries are under siege. I'm going to rank the 7 worst offenders, the 7 vegetables that are raising your stroke risk overnight, ranked by 3 things: how deceptively they are marketed, how much hidden sodium they actually contain, and how directly clinical research links them to vascular damage. Number 1 is in nearly every senior's refrigerator right now. And when I show you what it does to your blood vessels at 3:00 a.m., you will never look at it the same way again. But first, and this is the part your doctor has never explained, your stroke risk is not constant throughout the day. It peaks during a specific 4-hour window while you sleep. And what you eat for dinner, specifically what you think are vegetables, determines whether your arteries survive that window or rupture inside it. This is Senior Health Blog, and I am politely begging you to stay for the next 30 minutes because what you are about to learn could be the difference between waking up tomorrow morning and not waking up at all. Friends, imagine this. The day is winding down. You've had a busy one, and a familiar rumble starts in your stomach. It's late, maybe past 9 p.m., and a snack sounds perfect. What do you reach for? For many of us, the immediate thought is often something light, something healthy. We picture crisp salads, maybe some steamed vegetables, or a small, seemingly innocent dish that feels like a wise choice after a long day. We've been told our whole lives to eat our greens, right? To opt for fresh, wholesome ingredients over processed junk. We truly believe we're making the right decision, especially when trying to be mindful of our health. But what if I told you that some of the very vegetables or seemingly innocent healthy choices we grab late at night could be silently orchestrating a profound danger within our bodies, one that peaks when we are most vulnerable, while we sleep? This isn't about the obvious culprits like greasy burgers or sugary desserts. This is about something far more insidious, something hiding in plain sight, masquerading as your ally in wellness. It's a subtle adversary, often overlooked because it's so ingrained in our culinary habits. We're talking about a specific component that, when consumed in excess, particularly in the evening, can turn a seemingly benign meal into a ticking time bomb for our cardiovascular system. Think about those convenient, pre-prepared meals, or even some restaurant salads dressed with creamy sauces, or seemingly harmless canned goods you might quickly heat up. They look fresh, they taste good, and they fit perfectly into a busy schedule. Yet, tucked away within these convenient packages, often in surprising abundance, lies an ingredient that can dramatically escalate your risk of a nighttime stroke. We're conditioned to fear sugar, to avoid unhealthy fats, and rightly so. But there's another hidden monster in our food landscape, especially dangerous when ingested close to bedtime, and it's not what you think. The culprit I'm referring to is none other than sodium. Yes, common salt. But not just any salt, it's the hidden sodium, the kind that lurks in unexpected places, especially in processed healthy options designed for convenience. When you consume a high-sodium meal late in the evening, your body enters a very specific, precarious state. As you drift off to sleep, your metabolism slows and your kidneys, which are responsible for filtering excess sodium, become less efficient during rest. This high influx of sodium stays in your system, attracting water, increasing your blood volume, and consequently, your blood pressure. This isn't just a minor fluctuation. It's a sustained elevation that puts immense strain on your arteries. Imagine your blood vessels working overtime, silently battling this chemical imbalance throughout the night, while you're completely unaware. This silent struggle is precisely why a high-sodium dinner is so dangerous. During sleep, our bodies are supposed to be repairing and rejuvenating. Instead, an overload of sodium forces our cardiovascular system into overdrive, creating a perfect storm for a stroke. The increased blood pressure can damage the delicate linings of your blood vessels, making them more prone to blockages or even rupture. For those already predisposed to high blood pressure or heart conditions, this nightly assault can be particularly devastating. It's a cruel irony that a meal intended to nourish can, under these circumstances, silently conspire against your most vital organs. The danger isn't immediate, flashy, or painful. It's a gradual, insidious process, peaking when your body is at its most vulnerable, lying still in bed. So, what seems like a simple, healthy late-night snack could, in fact, be the most dangerous vegetable you consume. Not because of the vegetable itself, but because of the hidden sodium content. This chapter serves as your urgent wake-up call, a crucial first step in understanding the invisible threats lurking in our modern diets. We will peel back the layers, expose the surprising sources of this nocturnal danger, and equip you with the knowledge to make truly healthy choices. Your well-being, especially your heart and brain health, depends on understanding these subtle yet profound risks. It's time to rethink what healthy truly means, especially after dark. This is more than just dietary advice. It's a vital warning for your future. Welcome back, friends. Last time we touched upon a startling truth about hidden dangers in our nightly meals. Tonight, we're diving deeper into a topic that many of us often overlook, yet it poses perhaps the most significant threat to our brain and heart health, especially as we sleep. We're talking about sodium, and here's a revelation. It's not sugar. It's not even saturated fat that holds the title for the #1 enemy causing stroke. It's sodium. Yes, the seemingly innocent seasoning we add to nearly everything, and the silent ingredient lurking in countless processed foods. For decades, we've been told to watch our sugar intake, to fear fat, and certainly these concerns are valid and important for overall health. But when it comes to the immediate, silent killer that can strike overnight, a stroke, sodium takes the undisputed crown. Imagine this. While sugar slowly contributes to diabetes and fat might clog arteries over time, high sodium acts like a stealth agent, rapidly increasing the pressure within our blood vessels. It's like a silent ticking bomb, ready to explode when our bodies are most vulnerable, often during our deepest sleep. Many people are still under the impression that only individuals with diagnosed hypertension need to worry about sodium. This couldn't be further from the truth. Even if your blood pressure readings seem normal, excessive sodium consumption, particularly chronic intake, can subtly elevate your risk. Our bodies are incredibly resilient, but they have limits. Over time, a diet consistently high in sodium forces our kidneys to work overtime, trying to flush out the excess, often without complete success. This constant struggle puts immense strain on our entire cardiovascular system. Think about it this way. Every extra gram of sodium you consume holds onto water in your body. This increased fluid volume then puts more pressure on your blood vessel walls. It's like overfilling a balloon. Eventually, it might burst. For our delicate brain vessels, this increased pressure significantly raises the risk of a stroke, where a blood clot blocks blood flow or a blood vessel ruptures. This process is far more immediate and direct than the long-term effects of sugar or fat on stroke risk. While they play their parts, sodium is the direct, acute instigator of hypertension, a primary stroke risk factor. So, as we unravel the mysteries of our nightly meals, remember this critical distinction. We're not just talking about the salt shaker on your table. We're talking about the hidden sodium in your favorite savory snacks, canned goods, ready-made meals, and even seemingly healthy options. Understanding this paramount threat is the first crucial step in safeguarding ourselves and our loved ones from the silent, often devastating impact of nocturnal stroke. It's time to shift our focus and truly understand the power of sodium. We've talked about sodium being a silent enemy, but let's dive deeper into what happens when this unsuspecting culprit operates under the cloak of night, turning your very blood into a ticking time bomb as you sleep soundly. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? That while you rest and rejuvenate, a silent drama could be unfolding within your circulatory system, all orchestrated by something as common as the salt shaker on your table. Many of us associate stroke with high blood pressure, and rightly so. But the nuanced dance between sodium intake, blood pressure, and sleep patterns reveals a far more insidious risk, especially for those who unknowingly consume high sodium meals close to bedtime. This isn't just about general health. It's about understanding a specific nocturnal vulnerability that demands our attention. When you consume a meal rich in sodium, especially in the evening, your body reacts by trying to balance the increased salt concentration in your bloodstream. To do this, it draws more water into your blood vessels. Think of it like pouring more liquid into a fixed pipe. This immediate influx of fluid increases your blood volume. And what happens when there's more volume in a confined space? The pressure inside those vessels naturally goes up. This elevation in blood pressure, often subtle at first, is a direct physiological response to excessive sodium. During the day, you might be active, and your body might be better equipped to handle these fluctuations. But at night, when your body is meant to slow down, this process takes on a much more dangerous dimension. As you drift into sleep, your heart rate naturally slows, and your blood pressure typically dips. This is a normal and healthy part of the sleep cycle. However, if you've gone to bed with an already elevated blood volume and pressure due to a sodium-laden dinner, this natural nocturnal dip is compromised. Your blood vessels, instead of relaxing fully, remain under strain. The blood itself becomes thicker, more viscous, due to the increased fluid retention, but also other physiological changes during sleep. This thicker blood, combined with narrowed and strained vessels, creates a perfect storm for clot formation. Imagine trying to push thick syrup through a constricted pipe. It's much harder, and blockages are more likely. The prolonged strain on your arterial walls, coupled with the increased viscosity of your blood, significantly elevates the risk of clot formation. These clots, once formed, can travel through the bloodstream. If one reaches a blood vessel in the brain that is already narrowed or weakened, it can block the flow of oxygen and nutrients, leading to an ischemic stroke. This is the time bomb detonating. The silent hours of sleep become a critical window of vulnerability. Your body's natural defenses and repair mechanisms are also less active during deep sleep, making you more susceptible to the damaging effects of these physiological changes. It's a subtle, yet profound betrayal by something we often consider harmless. It's not just a single high-sodium meal. It's the cumulative effect of a dietary pattern that frequently includes excessive sodium, especially in the evening. Each time you indulge in a late-night salty snack or a high-sodium dinner, you're incrementally increasing the stress on your cardiovascular system, setting the stage for potential disaster. Understanding this nighttime mechanism is crucial because it highlights the importance of not just what we eat, but when we eat it. This isn't about fear-mongering, but about empowering you with knowledge to make informed choices that protect your heart and brain, even when you're dreaming. Let's make sure our sleep is truly restorative, not a silent accomplice to risk. My friends, we've talked a lot about sodium and its silent, dangerous journey through our bodies, especially at night. But there's a particular group among us who face an even greater, often overlooked risk: our beloved seniors. It's a tender topic, one that requires our understanding and empathy, because as we age, our bodies, those incredible machines, undergo subtle yet significant changes. Think of our kidneys as the unsung heroes of our internal cleanup crew. They work tirelessly, filtering waste and excess substances, including sodium, from our blood. They maintain a delicate balance, ensuring everything runs smoothly. For most of our lives, they perform this duty with remarkable efficiency. However, as the years gently roll by, our kidneys, like any other part of us, naturally become a little less spry. This isn't a sign of failure, but simply a part of the aging process. Their filtering capacity gradually diminishes, meaning they aren't quite as effective at flushing out that extra sodium we might consume. This reduced efficiency has profound implications. When a younger person consumes a meal high in sodium, their robust kidneys generally handle the load, expelling the excess relatively quickly. But for an older adult, that same amount of sodium can linger in the bloodstream for much longer. It's like a gentle stream slowing to a trickle. The waste doesn't clear as fast. This prolonged presence of sodium means sustained higher blood pressure, putting a continuous strain on their cardiovascular system. It's a quiet, persistent pressure that builds up over time, increasing the risk factors we've already discussed, especially for those midnight stroke alarms. Furthermore, many seniors are already managing other health conditions like hypertension, diabetes, or heart disease. These conditions often mean their cardiovascular systems are already compromised, making them even more susceptible to the damaging effects of excess sodium. Imagine a delicate house, already showing signs of wear and tear. A strong gust of wind will do more damage than to a brand new, sturdy structure. The body's ability to compensate is simply not what it once was. Medications can also play a role, sometimes affecting kidney function or fluid balance, further complicating the picture. So when we talk about that seemingly innocent healthy vegetable salad or canned soup at night, for an older person, the stakes are significantly higher. It's not about blame. It's about awareness. It's about understanding that what might be a minor dietary slip for a young adult could be a significant health challenge for a senior. Our goal here is not to instill fear, but to empower, to help us recognize these vulnerabilities so we can make more informed, compassionate choices for ourselves and for the precious older adults in our lives, protecting them from the silent dangers that lurk in our late-night meals. This understanding is key to their well-being and to fostering a healthier, safer environment for everyone. Friends, we've discussed silent dietary enemies, especially those innocent-looking culprits secretly increasing sodium, heightening nighttime stroke risk. Today, we highlight culprit number 7, prepared creamy salads. Think potato, coleslaw, macaroni salads, often pre-packaged or at gatherings. They appear harmless, even healthy, presented as light options. We're conditioned to view vegetables as good, their fresh look lulling us into false security. Yet, beneath that creamy texture lies a hidden danger to cardiovascular health, particularly as we age. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing, a seemingly benign dish. Vigilance is crucial to safeguard our hearts and prevent nocturnal cardiac events. Let's uncover the truth about these creamy salads. The real problem isn't the main ingredients like potatoes or cabbage, it's the dressing. Most creamy salads heavily rely on mayonnaise, sour cream, or dairy binders. While tasty, these are packed with hidden sodium. A small serving of store-bought potato salad can contain hundreds of milligrams. Salt isn't just for taste, it's a preservative and flavor enhancer in prepackaged foods. These dressings thoroughly saturate ingredients, turning a simple dish into a sodium powerhouse. This insidious truth often goes unnoticed. The convenience factor only compounds the problem. This high sodium directly contributes to elevated blood pressure, straining your cardiovascular system, a risk that intensifies dramatically during your resting hours. Consider common examples. A single cup of classic deli potato salad can hold 600–800 milligrams of sodium. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 mg daily for most. Ideally 1,500 mg for those with high blood pressure. Thus, one side dish can consume a third, even half, of your daily allowance. Even coleslaw, often seen as healthy, becomes problematic with creamy, sugar, and salt-laden dressing. Macaroni salads, despite pasta, can be high due to salty cheese, cured meats, and that ubiquitous creamy dressing. These additions quickly accumulate, silently pushing your body towards chronic high blood pressure. This is critical for older adults, whose less efficient kidneys lead to fluid retention and increased blood volume, immensely pressuring your arteries and heart. Why is this particularly dangerous at night? Consuming a high-sodium meal, like a creamy salad, late in the evening forces your body to work overtime. As you sleep, your kidneys, possibly less efficient, struggle to expel excess fluid. This increases blood volume and elevates blood pressure throughout the night. Blood vessels constrict, raising the risk of clot formation or stress on weakened vessels. For those predisposed to heart issues, this nocturnal surge can trigger a stroke or heart attack while they sleep. It's a silent threat, as you're unaware of this internal struggle. Resting, meant to be restorative, becomes a period of heightened cardiovascular risk. Understanding hidden sodium in foods like creamy salads is vital for preventing this dangerous scenario unfolding under the cloak of night. It's about protecting yourself when you are most vulnerable. So, what's the solution? Awareness is key. Don't be swayed by the vegetable label. Always read nutritional labels, checking sodium content per serving. Better yet, prepare creamy salads at home. You control ingredients. Opt for low-sodium mayonnaise or Greek yogurt for creaminess, using fresh herbs and spices instead of excessive salt. Even small swaps make a profound difference. Choose vibrant, fresh ingredients and explore lighter, vinegar-based dressings or healthy oils and citrus. Every conscious decision to reduce sodium, especially in these deceptive healthy options, is a step towards a healthier heart and safer sleep. Reclaim control over your plate, protecting yourself from disguised dangers. It's about informed choices for a longer, healthier life. Be diligent about your choices. Friends, last time we peeled back the layers on seemingly healthy prepared salads, revealing their hidden sodium secrets. But the story of covert sodium doesn't end there. Today, we're going to shine a light on other everyday choices that might be silently piling on the sodium, turning our meals into potential health hazards, especially for our hearts and kidneys as we age. It's not about fear, but about empowerment through knowledge. Let's start with something many of us enjoy daily. Bread, a humble slice of whole wheat bread, a comforting bagel, or a fluffy croissant. They all seem innocent enough, right? Yet, many commercially produced breads, rolls, and baked goods are significant contributors to daily sodium intake. Sodium isn't just for taste. It's also a crucial ingredient in baking for yeast activation and dough structure. A single bagel can contain over 400 mg of sodium, and a few slices of bread throughout the day can quickly add up to a substantial portion of your recommended limit. Always check those nutrition labels on your bakery aisle favorites. Look beyond the obvious salty snacks. Next, let's talk about the convenience of canned goods and processed foods. Picture a can of wholesome chicken noodle soup, a quick fix for a busy evening. While convenient, many canned soups, vegetables, and even some beans are loaded with sodium, often added as a preservative and flavor enhancer. A single serving of canned soup can easily hit 800–1,000 mg of sodium. Even canned green beans or corn, which seem healthy, can contain hundreds of milligrams per serving. The good news? Rinsing canned beans and certain vegetables under cold water can reduce sodium content by up to 40%. It's a small step, but it makes a big difference. Rinsing can be a savior. Then there are the condiments and sauces, the unsung heroes of flavor that often become villains for our sodium intake. A dollop of ketchup on your fries, a splash of soy sauce in your stir-fry, a generous dressing on your salad, or that smoky BBQ sauce on your grilled chicken. These seemingly small additions can pack a huge sodium punch. Just 1 tablespoon of soy sauce can have over 900 mg of sodium, and many salad dressings aren't far behind. We often underestimate their contribution because they're not the main component of the meal. Be mindful of how much you're adding and consider low-sodium alternatives. Flavor shouldn't compromise health. Our journey continues into the dairy and deli aisles. Cheese, for instance, a beloved staple for many, often contains high levels of sodium, especially processed cheeses, feta, and cottage cheese. And those convenient deli meats, ham, turkey, salami, are typically cured or preserved with significant amounts of sodium. Even some yogurts, particularly flavored ones, can have unexpected sodium levels. It's not just about what you spread on your sandwich. It's about what goes into making it last longer and taste richer. These items are often eaten in combination, compounding the effect. Your quick lunch could hide dangers. Finally, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room: dining out and fast food. When we eat at restaurants, especially fast casual or fast food establishments, we often lose control over the ingredients. Chefs rely on salt to enhance flavor, and portions are typically larger. A single restaurant meal can easily exceed an entire day's recommended sodium intake. From a seemingly healthy grilled chicken sandwich to a seemingly innocent pasta dish, the sodium content can be staggering. Being aware of these common sources is the first step toward making healthier choices and reclaiming control over your heart health. One meal at a time. Reclaim control, one meal at a time. Friends, in our last chapter, we started pulling back the curtain on some surprising sodium culprits hiding in plain sight. We saw how even seemingly healthy vegetables can be loaded with hidden salts, turning them into silent threats, especially for our nighttime health. Tonight, we continue our crucial investigation, bringing you the final warning about 3 more deceptive imposters that might be regulars on your dinner table, unknowingly sabotaging your heart health and increasing your risk of a stroke while you sleep. Let's shine a light on these last few wolves in sheep's clothing. First up, let's talk about those wonderfully tangy, crunchy additions to our meals: pickles and other fermented vegetables. From dill pickles to sauerkraut, kimchi, and even pickled beets, these are often celebrated for their probiotic benefits and distinct flavors. And yes, fermentation can be incredibly good for gut health. However, the process of pickling relies heavily on salt, immense amounts of it, to preserve the vegetables and create that signature tangy profile. A single serving of a store-bought pickle spear can contain hundreds of milligrams of sodium, and for larger servings or multiple varieties, you could easily consume a significant portion of your daily recommended intake without even realizing it. They are sodium bombs. Next, we turn our attention to what many consider a warm, comforting, and healthy meal option: canned vegetable soups and broths. Especially on a chilly evening, a bowl of vegetable soup feels like the epitome of wellness. Yet, these convenient supermarket staples are often packed with preservatives and flavor enhancers, primarily sodium. Even varieties labeled healthy or low-fat can contain alarming levels of salt. The broth itself is frequently the biggest culprit, as salt is used to extend shelf life and provide a rich, savory taste. Always check the nutrition label. You might be shocked to find that a single can could exceed half your daily sodium limit, transforming your comforting soup into a significant risk factor for nocturnal stroke. Finally, let's address the often overlooked category of vegetable-based sauces and dressings. Think about salad dressings marinades, and even some seemingly innocent tomato-based pasta sauces. While they are often made from vegetables, the processing often involves a substantial amount of added salt for flavor, preservation, and texture. A drizzle of store-bought ranch on your salad, a dollop of ketchup, or a generous pour of a bottled marinara sauce can contribute a surprisingly high dose of sodium to your meal. These are insidious because they are seen as mere accompaniments, yet their cumulative effect can be profoundly detrimental. Always read labels. So, as we conclude our deep dive into these imposter vegetables, remember that knowledge is your greatest shield. It's not about avoiding vegetables. It's about making informed choices about how they are prepared and processed. The goal is to nourish your body, not inadvertently expose it to hidden dangers. Be vigilant, read those labels, and prioritize fresh, whole ingredients to truly protect your heart health. Your nighttime well-being depends on these mindful decisions, ensuring your body truly rests and repairs, free from the threat of hidden sodium. Stay safe and eat smart. After uncovering the hidden sodium bombs masquerading as healthy options, you might feel a little overwhelmed. But don't worry, my friends. This isn't about fear. It's about empowerment. The good news is, armed with knowledge, we can easily navigate the culinary landscape. The first step is to redefine what we truly consider a healthy vegetable. It's not just about green color. It's about the journey from farm to plate. Many pre-packaged or processed vegetable-based dishes, as we've seen, are loaded with hidden sodium, preservatives, and unhealthy fats. Think of those creamy pasta salads from the deli, or even some seemingly innocuous canned vegetable soups. The key here is a shift in perspective. Whole, unprocessed ingredients are always best. Let's learn to scrutinize labels, understand ingredients lists, and question the convenience that often comes at a steep health cost. This new awareness is your strongest shield against dietary pitfalls. So, what are the truly healthy vegetables we should embrace with open arms? Simple, vibrant, and bursting with natural goodness. Fresh produce from the market. Think leafy greens like spinach, kale, and collards. Cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts, and a rainbow of bell peppers, carrots, zucchini, and tomatoes. These are the real nutritional powerhouses, rich in vitamins, minerals, and fiber, with naturally low sodium content. Frozen plain vegetables without added sauces or salt are also excellent choices, offering convenience without compromise. The beauty of these ingredients lies in their simplicity and versatility. They invite us to get creative in the kitchen, experimenting with different cooking methods that enhance their natural flavors, rather than masking them with excessive salt. Embrace the vibrant colors and textures of nature's bounty. Your heart will thank you. This brings us to our most potent weapon in the fight against hidden sodium: home cooking. There's no secret ingredient to health more powerful than taking control of what goes into your meals. When you cook at home, you become the master of your culinary destiny. You decide the amount of salt, the type of oil, and the freshness of every ingredient. This control is especially crucial when it comes to sodium. Instead of relying on pre-made sauces, processed foods, or restaurant meals with unknown sodium levels, you can build flavors from scratch. It's not about being a gourmet chef. It's about making conscious choices. Simple sautéed vegetables, baked chicken with herbs, or a homemade bean soup instantly become healthier alternatives because you're in charge of the seasoning. Reclaim your kitchen, and you reclaim your health. Now, let's talk about seasoning without solely relying on salt. This is where the magic happens. Your spice rack and herb garden are your best friends. Experiment with garlic powder, onion powder, not garlic salt or onion salt, black pepper, paprika, turmeric, cumin, oregano, basil, thyme, and rosemary. A squeeze of fresh lemon or lime juice can brighten flavors remarkably, reducing the need for salt. Vinegars like balsamic or apple cider vinegar also add a wonderful tang. Don't forget the power of fresh aromatics like garlic, ginger, and onions, which form a fantastic flavor base for almost any dish. Consider creating your own salt-free spice blends. It's a journey of discovery for your palate, teaching it to appreciate the nuanced flavors of food itself, rather than just the strong punch of sodium. A little creativity goes a long way in making healthy food delicious. To make these healthy habits sustainable, planning is key. When you go grocery shopping, stick to the perimeter of the store where fresh produce, lean proteins, and dairy are typically found. Venture into the center aisles with caution, focusing on whole grains, legumes, and plain, frozen items. Read labels diligently for sodium content, choosing low sodium or no added salt versions when available, especially for canned goods. Batch cooking can be a lifesaver. Prepare a large batch of roasted vegetables, whole grains, or a healthy protein at the beginning of the week. This ensures you always have wholesome ingredients ready to assemble into quick, nutritious meals. Remember, every small step towards conscious eating is a victory for your long-term health. You have the power to protect your heart, one delicious, home-cooked meal at a time. Embrace this journey with confidence and joy. Throughout our journey together, we've peeled back the layers of deception surrounding some of the most common foods in our pantries and refrigerators. We started by uncovering the shocking truth about sodium, revealing it not just as a silent contributor to high blood pressure, but as a primary architect of nocturnal strokes, even surpassing sugar and unhealthy fats in this specific danger. We explored how excess sodium transforms your blood into a thicker, more viscous substance, making your heart work overtime, particularly during the quiet hours of sleep when your body is meant to rest and repair. This silent struggle puts immense strain on your cardiovascular system, turning what seems like an innocuous meal into a potential ticking time bomb. Remember, it's not always the obvious salty snacks. Often the greatest threats hide in plain sight, disguised in foods we mistakenly believe are healthy, like certain processed vegetable dishes. The hidden sodium content in these items can be astronomical, far exceeding daily recommendations, and silently sabotaging your health without you ever realizing it until it's too late. It's a sobering thought, but one that empowers us with knowledge. We also delved into why this silent threat poses an even greater risk for our beloved elders. As we age, our kidneys, those incredible filtration systems, don't function with the same youthful efficiency. This means they struggle more to process and eliminate excess sodium from our bodies, allowing it to accumulate and exacerbate the risk of hypertension and stroke. The danger is compounded when these vulnerable individuals unknowingly consume foods like the seemingly innocent pre-made cream salads or canned goods, believing they are making healthy choices. These convenience items, often marketed as wholesome, can be loaded with sodium, turning a quick meal into a health hazard. It's a stark reminder that what appears healthy on the surface can be profoundly misleading, especially for those whose bodies are less resilient to sodium overload. Understanding this age-related vulnerability is crucial for protecting your loved ones. But fear not, for awareness is our greatest shield. This journey wasn't about instilling fear, but about empowering you with the tools to discern truth from marketing illusion. The key lies in vigilance, becoming a labeled detective. Look beyond the front of package claims and dive into the nutrition facts. Pay close attention to the sodium content per serving and understand what a healthy daily intake truly looks like for you. Don't be swayed by buzzwords like natural or garden fresh alone. The numbers tell the real story. Identifying these hidden sodium sources in everyday items, from condiments to breads to seemingly healthy cereals, is your first step towards reclaiming control. It's about making conscious, informed decisions at the grocery store, not just picking up items out of habit or convenience. Your health deserves this level of scrutiny and care. So, what can we do? Practically speaking, the most powerful antidote to hidden sodium is returning to the basics, home cooking. When you prepare your meals, you are in complete control of every ingredient, including the amount of sodium. Embrace fresh, whole foods, vibrant fruits, crisp vegetables, lean proteins, and unprocessed grains. Season with herbs, spices, lemon juice, and vinegars instead of relying heavily on salt. Experiment with new flavors. When dining out, don't hesitate to ask about low-sodium options or request that your food be prepared with less salt. These small, consistent changes accumulate into significant benefits for your cardiovascular health. It's about building new habits, one meal at a time, transforming your kitchen into a sanctuary of health rather than a source of hidden dangers. Remember, every choice counts. Ultimately, this is a call to action, a passionate plea to reclaim your cardiovascular health. The power to protect your heart and prevent silent dangers like nocturnal strokes lies firmly in your hands. Don't wait for a crisis to make changes. Start today. Share this vital information with your family and friends, especially your elderly loved ones, so they too can make informed choices. By understanding the silent threats and embracing simple, actionable solutions, you are not just extending your lifespan, you are enriching its quality, ensuring years of vibrant, healthy living. Your heart is a precious gift. Treat it with the care and respect it deserves. Take control, live consciously, and savor every healthy beat. You deserve a future free from these preventable risks. Let's embark on this journey to a healthier heart together. As the curtain falls on our journey, remember this: the true strength of a nation isn't measured in its towering structures or its economic might, but in the unwavering spirit of its people. It's in the quiet resilience of those who rebuild, the fierce determination of those who innovate, and the boundless compassion of those who care. This spirit, woven into the very fabric of our shared history, is our most precious inheritance. It's the silent promise whispered through generations, a testament to the battles fought and the victories won, not just on grand stages, but in the everyday courage that defines us. So let us look to the horizon with hope, hand in hand, knowing that our collective story is far from over. For in every challenge overcome, in every dream pursued, we are not just building a future, we are reaffirming the enduring legacy of humanity itself. Our journey continues, fueled by resilience, united by purpose, and guided by an unshakable belief in what we can achieve together.